Hey, it's Eric here at Peachtree Classic Cars with a 1967 Chevrolet C10. And this has got a little mild built small block 350 V8 automatic transmission, power steering, and I don't think it has power brakes. I can't remember, but it brakes really, really well. We'll take a look when we get under the hood. So it does have a stall converter in it, so you got to rev it up a little bit to get it to kick in, but the transmission shifts perfect. The engine runs super strong. It's got a aggressive exhaust system on it. It's got a cool stance, a little tiny bit of a rake, kind of gives it an old school shop, hot rod shop truck kind of feel to it. So we'll take it for a drive and show you around. Truck just drives really smooth down the road, really easy to steer. I always put my finger up like that so you can see in the video, you know, really, really easy. There's no steering play in the steering wheel. Nice aggressive exhaust, sounds really cool. Actually just sold another truck that looked almost exactly like this one. It was a 72. Of course, this is a 67. And man, just fun, very fun truck to drive. And I mostly drive 50s models. Put it there in reverse, just show you that we can go backwards. I mostly drive 50 models trucks, and you know, you hop in a truck like this and feel like you're in a Cadillac compared to a 1949 3100 or something. Just revving it up so you can hear the exhaust. And she's still a little cold. I think once she warms up, she'll drop down a hair. Primary and I believe it's secondary. Let's see if I can. There we go. Nice clean engine detail. Beautiful little valve covers and air cleaner. Like I said, it's got power steering, it's got manual brakes. They are drum brakes, but they stop perfect. And actually, if you didn't know it and you just took it for a drive, it actually feels like it's got disc brakes. So it's got solid inner fender wells and Firewall. The hood looks like it's in good shape and really solid. I don't see any rust on the hood to speak of. A lot of times they had a tendency to rust out in these areas here, right on the front lip. This truck looks nice and solid. I'll take a quick walk around and look at the slotted mag wheels, staggered. I believe those are 8s in the front and 9s in the back. Or maybe 7s in the front and 9s in the back. I can't tell for sure. I actually got a pretty straight body on the truck. A couple of little spots of filler that you can see, but nothing major. Doesn't look like it's all been stuffed with Bondo or anything. The nice thing about it being in this kind of satiny paint is that you can see through it, you know, in a sense. And so actually had a little bit smoother look to it, and we tried to clean it, and I got a little, sometimes if you use a cleaner you end up making it look worse than better, but a little bit of like a spray wax would actually make that black back out. So, and I probably could have done that before I brought it out here, but I just hopped in it and cranked it up. It's kind of cold, and I just hopped in it and cranked it up. So anyways, want to go around the truck and take a look, being a little bit more specific and picky with the body. You know, It's really actually pretty straight and pretty solid overall. Like I said, a couple little spots here where you can see there would be a little bit of filler there, a couple of spots, and that's not uncommon. I mean, for when the, you know, people call and ask sometimes, hey, does that old truck have Bondo in it? Well, if somebody tells you no, then they're lying to you. All these old trucks have Bondo in them. Now, what the real question is what I like to ask is it a Bondo bucket? Is somebody fill this thing all up with Bondo? The answer on this truck is no, and I actually typically will not buy a truck or a car if it's got a ton of Bondo in it. So I don't like that, things being hidden. The only real rust on the truck is actually back here. There's a couple of spots. It's not pretty typical, and they're pretty easy to fix. You know, a couple hours with a welder, and you could fix this up in no time. But this would be the worst of the rust that I remember seeing on the truck. A couple little spots here and there in the bed. And I didn't want to mess with it because overall, it's actually, to me, still pretty solid. You can tell that obviously it may have sat with water. And this is the original bed. I mean, it's what, 50 years old? So, you know, a little crack in the paint here. But like I said, overall in good shape. I mean, this is still just a shop truck. These things are hard to find, you know, as far as being in a fair price range where they run and drive good. Doors open and close like they should. Windows roll up and down. This one's actually, I say that and then I go to roll it and it doesn't want to roll. I believe if I encourage it just a little bit, this one, there we go. Maybe sliding forward just a little bit there. So it'll be something that maybe grease that a little bit. Do have the little piece here, the vent window lock. We actually have that in the glove box. Looks like it's got an old back on this. If you look, it's got some texture to it, and then down here the texture is different. Somebody may have put a cover on this years ago. So it's nice and cushy. Feels like it's got some padding underneath it, but it's not perfect looking. It could be recovered. And the seat covers on LMC truck now, they make them for this. They have an actually LMC exclusive, which I like. It's like $165, and you can reupholster the seat. So nice and solid in here. Dash looks like it's in good shape. Somebody put an old tape player in a long time ago. I believe the heater switch was replaced. No, looks like the heater switch is not working. I know that the other switches over there, like the wipers and the lights, definitely work. Window on this side, rolling up and down a little easier. The window felts inside here, the rubbers could stand to be replaced. I think there's about $30 to get the kit for that. So it's got a new rocker that's been welded in over here and nice and clean. Original gauges, the fuel gauge is hooked up. The speedometer is not hooked up. Wipers do work. We'll flip that switch real quick. And you can hear them, see them working. Light switch definitely works. You can walk around the truck and see the lights around the horn is not working. And I believe the turn signal switch is not hooked up. Looking up underneath the truck, this was one thing that surprised me. This is all original under here. The original cab corners have never been cut. Your frame, cab to frame, crab cross braces or whatever here these are called, are solid, which is very rare. I don't typically see these in this condition. So this original floor pan, now this rust right here, that's where right above it is a brand new rocker I told you about. So that's got new steel above it. All this being solid is kind of rare, as I was saying. We get a lot of trucks like these in the shop, and these are almost always rusted out. Now you got the separation of the new piece and the old piece here. If you really wanted that to be perfect, you could pull it in and weld it or just cut it out. That's the replacement piece there. It's got a new exhaust on it, and just those little cans make it pretty loud. These trucks are just super fun to drive. It's got a brand new license plate holder there. The frame underneath, surface rust only. I don't see any rust on the frame. 12 bolt rear end, which is nice, a little bonus. New brake lines back here is what I can tell. And I'm telling you, the brakes stop really, really good on this. And of course, you can put a power booster on, pretty inexpensive. Inner fender well on this side. I'm sorry, I think I missed the inner fender well on the other side. I want to show this real quick. One little spot right down here, rust. Other than that, it's in great shape. We'll come to the other side. Same as the other side. I mean, really solid. These are the original 4 pans, original cab corners with the only surface rust, not rusted through at all, and there's no Bondo that I can tell on there either. And then the same, the rockers have been replaced on this side. So I'm trying to do this without, see if I can adjust to where the camera will show, because of the, so same as the other side, you got that separation piece right there. And if you wanted to, you could weld that all together. Well, it's not necessary. Inner fender wells on this side as well. I'm running a little long here, so get the camera finished up. Last side over here. I try to keep these to 10-minute videos, but I also like to do a very thorough inspection. So tires seem to have good tread on them. If you look real close, they're a little bit dry rotted on the sidewalls. I would personally keep on driving on these tires for a while until I felt like they wouldn't hold air anymore. They seem to be real smooth. They don't bobble or anything, and they hold air just fine. And the a little mag wheel cleaner would polish these wheels right up and make them look new again. Well, there you have it. I think this would make an awesome, this truck's ready to drive just like it is. It's street legal, the wipers work, the lights all work, brake lights and all that. And be a fun, this is what I call a driving winter project at this point. And when I say the project part to me is to do whatever it is that you want to do to it. Maybe put a radio in it, or maybe lower it a little bit more, or raise it up. I mean, this is why I stopped restoring things and sell the vehicle a little bit cheaper. Let somebody else do what they want to it instead of us at our shop trying to choose what you want, you know. So anyways, take a look at our website, peachtreeclassiccars.com. Give us a call.